The film opens with a mini truck driver who has just hit a deer on the road. Scared, he drives away. But the shocking part is that despite the brutal impact, the deer gets back up. Its eyes have changed color and it no longer looks anything like a normal animal. We then meet a man named Victor, an accountant going through a divorce. Financial pressure and work stress have destroyed his marriage. His young daughter Lily is always sad because of it. Today is her birthday. Victor brings her a gift, but Lily is not happy at all when she sees it because it is the exact same gift he gave her last year. Victor is so buried in work that he has completely lost track of his own life. He apologizes. Lily insists on seeing her mother, and Victor agrees just to make her happy. The next morning they reach the railway station and board a train headed for Busan. The train is packed since the holidays are running and people are traveling back home. Also on the train is a baseball team led by a shy boy named Marcus. Two unpleasant sisters sit nearby. In the train bathroom, a nervous man is hiding, and when asked about his ticket, he says everyone on this train is going to die. Elsewhere on the train sits a couple, the wife heavily pregnant. The green signal comes, and just as the train is about to leave, an injured girl jumps on board and collapses from a leg wound. A train attendant rushes over and immediately calls the medical team. Meanwhile, Victor gets a call from his assistant saying riots have broken out all across the city. The news is already covering it. But what nobody knows is that a deadly virus has already spread through the city, turning people into zombies. Victor looks over and Lily is not in her seat. He goes to find her. Back in another car, the injured girl who boarded last has fully turned. She bites the train attendant, then attacks several baseball players. One by one, everyone in that car gets infected, and within minutes 2 entire cars are full of zombies. Victor walks straight into one of those cars while searching for Lily. He freezes. Lily calls out from behind him. He grabs her and runs for the rear car. Zombies chase them. Victor barely makes it through and slams the door shut. Everyone inside is still safe, but Frank and his pregnant wife Helen are still trapped on the other side. Victor opens the door and pulls them both in. Frank is furious, but Helen calms him down. Then an announcement comes over the intercom that the train will not stop at the next station. A man named Roger, deeply selfish, demands the train stop or everyone will die. The train does reach the next station, and what they see through the windows shocks everyone to their core. The entire platform is swarming with zombies, beating against the train trying to get inside. The train pushes through and moves on. Victor calls his company boss and begs for help. His boss tells him to follow a specific route at the next stop where someone will be waiting to get him and Lily out safely. Then a new announcement says the train will stop at the following station where military units have been deployed to rescue survivors. When the train arrives, the platform is completely empty. No military, no one. Survivors step off, scared and arguing. Some want to stay on the train, some want to push forward. A group heads toward the exit gate. Victor takes Lily and goes a different way. When she asks why, he says it is safer. Lily says they should warn the others. Victor refuses. She tells him he only ever thinks about himself, and that is exactly why her mother left him. Victor notices the homeless man from the train has been following them. On the other side, the rest of the survivors take the elevator down and find the military personnel waiting outside, all of them zombies. Everyone runs. Many are bitten. Victor's alternate route saves him nothing. Just as a zombie closes in on Lily, Frank steps in and saves her. He and Helen grab Lily and run as the station descends into chaos. Victor gets attacked too, but fights his way free. Survivors rush the main gate, seal it, and run back to the train. But in the panic, some passengers make a fatal mistake and open a car already full of zombies. Now there are zombies inside and outside. Everyone scatters across different cars. Lily, an elderly woman, the homeless man, and Helen end up in a zombie-filled car and lock themselves in the bathroom. The rest board a separate car. Roger threatens the train operator until he has no choice but to start the train. It begins moving while Victor and some baseball players are still holding the glass door shut to keep zombies from breaking through. When the train pulls away, they have to let go and run. The glass shatters. Zombies flood through and overwhelm the crowd. Several baseball players get bitten. Only 3 men make it out uninfected: Victor, Frank, and Marcus. They sprint and jump onto the moving train just in time. Everyone has made it onto separate cars. Marcus calls his girlfriend and tells her that everyone else is gone. Frank calls his wife and finds out she is in car number 13. Lily is with her too. Victor, Frank, and Marcus agree they have to fight their way from car 9 all the way to car 13, with zombie-filled cars standing between them. They wrap their hands and arms in cloth and tape and push forward. They fight through the first car without much trouble. But the next car stops Marcus cold. These zombies were his teammates, his friends. He cannot bring himself to fight them. Victor and Frank step up and start swinging. But then the train enters a tunnel. Darkness. And in the dark, the zombies cannot see them. They slip through the entire car without throwing a single punch. They use the same trick for the next car, waiting for another tunnel and using a phone to draw the zombies away while they sneak through. Victor reaches Lily and Frank reaches Halen. Both men are overwhelmed with relief. The group hides in the bathroom and waits for the next tunnel so they can cross into the safe car. Marcus calls Zoe and tells her they are on their way. When they arrive, she needs to open the door. Zoe is overjoyed and announces it to everyone in the car. But Roger explodes. He says if those people are infected they will all die, and he refuses to let anyone open that door. The other passengers are too frightened to push back. They go along with him. On the other side, the tunnel comes and the group moves fast, crossing into the next car under cover of darkness. But the tunnel ends before they are through and suddenly they are exposed. Frank grabs the door and holds it shut while Marcus pounds on the other side trying to get someone to open it. Nobody moves. They have even grabbed Zoe to stop her from opening the door herself. Frank is straining to hold on, so Victor starts taking down zombies to buy him time. Then one of them gets through and bites Frank on the hand. They manage to seal the door behind them, but Frank is now on a clock. Marcus smashes through the door on his side. They are about to cross over when Roger rushes forward and slams it shut, catching Marcus's hand in the door. Some passengers rally behind Roger while the others fight to pull it back open. Frank, still conscious, plants himself at the rear and refuses to let a single zombie through. Finally, the door gives way and they all pour into the safe car. Victor pulls Lily inside. But an elderly woman whose sister was already in this car does not make it. A zombie gets to her before the door slams shut. Victor turns on Roger and demands to know why he would not open the door. Frank is dying because of him. But before it goes further, the train attendant steps in and tells Victor and the others who just arrived that they cannot stay. They could be infected. They need to move to the front car. Everyone is terrified, but the pressure in the car is too strong. They are forced to go. Marcus tells Zoe to stay behind, but she refuses. She tells him if he dies, she dies with him. Victor, Marcus, Zoe, Lily, the pregnant woman, and the homeless man all move to the front car. The passengers hurl insults at them as they go. The remaining survivors seal up their car and tell themselves they are finally safe. But in that car sits the elderly woman whose sister just died, heartbroken and furious at every selfish person around her. She gets up and walks quietly to the door. Roger spots her, but before he can stop her, she throws it open. Zombies flood in and tear through the entire car. Roger and the attendant barely manage to lock themselves inside the bathroom. The train rolls on. An announcement comes through. The train will be stopped at the next station, and on the left side of that platform sits another train heading straight to Busan, a city still free of infection. Anyone who can reach it will survive. Everyone lets out a breath for the first time in hours. The train stops and people begin climbing out. But Roger and the attendant are still trapped in a car packed with zombies. Roger sees his opening. He tells the attendant to go first. The moment the man steps out, Roger shoves him directly into the zombies, slips out the door himself, and leaves it wide open behind him. They are barely off the train and figuring out which way to go when a train comes screaming down the tracks and crashes in a massive collision. Victor and the others are on one side of the crash, but Marcus and Zoe are trapped on the other. Marcus finds a train door and tries to force his way through to the other side, but it is locked. He starts trying to break the glass when Roger appears from the other side. Without hesitation, Roger grabs Zoe and throws her at a zombie. Marcus lunges to save her, but the zombie has already bitten her. Roger smashes through the glass and escapes. Marcus drops to his knees holding Zoe, devastated. He loved her deeply. As she turns, she bites him too. On the other side of the crash, Victor, Lily, the pregnant woman, and the homeless man are pinned between the trains with zombie-filled cars surrounding them on all sides. They desperately look for a way out. Then the windows start shattering and zombies begin pouring onto the tracks. The homeless man plants himself between the zombies and the others, holding them back long enough for Victor, Lily, and Halen to break free and run. But more windows give way and the flood of zombies becomes impossible to stop. Across the wreckage, Roger is running from zombies toward the train when he twists his ankle on the tracks. The train driver spots him and rushes over to help. Roger repays him by shoving him aside and hauling himself onto the moving train alone. Victor, Lily, and Halen fight their way through and manage to climb aboard as well. Zombies swarm behind the train, chasing them down the tracks. The three of them feel it for the first time, like maybe they actually made it. But fate has one more move. As Victor pushes forward through the train, he sees someone sitting in the driver's seat. It is Roger. Roger turns around and Victor's blood runs cold. Roger's eyes have changed color. He is infected, but he is still conscious. He looks at Victor and says, "Save me." Victor backs away, but Roger lunges. They fight hard and Victor finally pins him down. But as he does, he realizes Roger has bitten his hand. Victor has no options left. He leads Lily and Halen to the front section of the train, kneels down in front of Lily, and tells her he loves her more than anything. He tells her when she reaches Busan to tell her mother the same. He asks her to stay close to Halen. Then he closes the door between them. Lily breaks down crying. Victor walks to the rear of the train. Before the infection takes over completely, he lets himself remember Lily when she was small. Every memory of his little girl. And then, for her, he steps off the moving train. The train rolls on and pulls into Busan Station. The platform looks completely empty, but the two of them keep walking forward. Hidden in the shadows, soldiers have their weapons raised. They cannot tell whether these two figures are infected or human. The order comes down to shoot. A soldier raises his rifle, finger on the trigger, when Lily begins to sing. A poem her father used to recite to her. The sound of her voice stops everything. The soldiers lower their weapons. They know. They rush out and bring both of them to safety. And that is how Lily and Halen make it out alive. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel.